Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. We're going to be talking about what happened in the market today, some overall choppiness across the board, as basically you have more uncertainty that's kind of re-entering in the market with Trump and the whole tariff situation. And the big question is, is Trump going to be talking about these deadlines that he's extending for the reciprocal tariff, saying, hey, they could be pushed out further. And then you're seeing the other side of things. Now he's saying, no, they're not going to be extended at all. A deadline's a deadline. And the market's just trying to understand this and trying to see if it can call out Trump's bluff. We've seen a lot of taco type movements where Trump is really kind of threatening with these high tariffs and then coming back with negotiations, trying to question, is this just a big negotiation tactic across the board? What we see with some individual stocks, Palantir basically holding steady. Some of the other individual stocks that we'll be talking about pulling back slightly, but we also have some other stocks doing well, like NVIDIA doing quite well, with China releasing some news that they're going to be implementing more AI chips across the board. So if you're a new or returning viewer, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. My nose is a little stuffy, so sorry if I sound a little funky and not what I usually sound like. But if we pop it up here on the screen, Palantir trading at 139.71 right now, up about 0.4% of the day, kind of holding it the same in the overnight hours, and at the after hours and overnight session, not moving a ton different. Palantir basically consolidates, holding right at these levels. But what we've talked about for Palantir is every time it achieves kind of this next leg up, we're talking from the 120s to the 130s to the 140s, at each $10 incremental level, Palantir has been doing a great job consolidating and just holding support here. During times of the market cooling off, this is important for these growth stocks and what you could call hyper growth stocks for Palantir to be able to cool off here and find a basis rather than just going straight up and coming down. Palantir has had the stair step type growth that has been exemplary to all the other different types of stocks that are out there. So Palantir has tested these 150 zone twice now. Could it be possibly gearing up? July historically is typically a bullish month for the market. We'll be seeing if Palantir has the catalyst that can push it back up to that 150 testing and pushing it through, possibly for continuing its run up throughout the year. Looking at Palantir, not a ton of specific news. We do know it's had major initiatives trying to help to push U.S. Navy operations. We know with an AI partnership here with Accenture to streamline the federal government. Long story short, Palantir has done a great job incorporating itself into the U.S. government and really streamlining government AI solutions. That's what they're doing, working with federal services to really bring AI to the forefront so the government does not get left behind in this whole industrial type of boom that we call artificial intelligence. That's what's riding in the back of Palantir. No other companies basically doing the same. So that's why I'm staying bullish even at these prices. Talking about Robinhood, let's toggle over here. Robinhood is still facing some scrutiny from the actual To Catch a Token event and from the exposure that they can offer to the European Union clients for exposure to private equities such as OpenAI and SpaceX. You can see here we have a CNBC article talking about how, Vlad, the CEO, actually defended the company's OpenAI and SpaceX stock tokens given concerns on how they were structured. The scrutiny basically comes in after OpenAI had issued a warning that the stock tokens do not represent equity in the company, and we know that. Vlad even responds and says that in and of itself, I don't think it's entirely relevant that it's not technically an equity instrument. This is not an instrument or a product that Robinhood is offering that will allow customers to get direct, equity share of OpenAI. This is on the blockchain via tokenization. And these tokenized shares, what they do is track the valuation of these private equity markets. They do nothing with, it's pegged to the valuation. So it's pegged directly to, these private shares that maybe Robinhood has access to, but it's not like the customer has direct access to. So I don't know why OpenAI is really coming out with this warning here. We know with the blockchain and tokenization, this is happening with a lot of things. I mean, look at stable coins. It's not like you're actually owning a dollar. You're owning a crypto coin that is pegged to the dollar that you are fulfilling and, having trust in. There is some trust that comes with that that type of blockchain valuation technology with tokenization. And that's what Robinhood is doing with OpenAI and these private equity type of tokens. So the fact here, this is just kind of a nothing burger, does not bring any uncertainty or concern to me. I think OpenAI, just needs to, do a better understanding. I don't know why they issued that warning, but hey, we'll see if this type of product that Robinhood is offering regarding this exposure to private companies, via the tokenization of assets, if this will bring any type of legality concerns for future companies. And then, can they do anything about it? Is there any type of legal backing that they can pursue or do anything about it? Or is that just the freedom of what blockchain technology can bring for Robinhood in terms of the products that it offers? Currently, it was down on the day about 2 to 3%. Trading at 91.90. Now, some people are calling for Robinhood to be overextended. Kind of what I'm seeing on X, overextended, overbought right now in a rally. Robinhood has incredibly powerful and has tested the $100 psychological resistance zone twice. I think it's true, in my opinion here, that Robinhood is likely going to be probably seeing over $100 in some time. It's just more of a matter of when. So where Robinhood sits right now, yes, there could be a pullback, but we have seen some resilience here in the low 90s. So if it holds at these low 90s right here, it could possibly have another gear up towards that $100 testing here, considering the run-ups that we've seen before. I mean, look at the previous one with these two large greenwood candle bars where Robinhood is down here in the low 90s, pushed up to 100 to test that again, hung out here for a little bit before gapping back down. So Robinhood is continuing to test this zone. Like I said, I think it could be a matter of time. If not, if this overextension plays out with the macroeconomic environment, that's where you could see Robinhood kind of testing this big support zone of this 70 area. If it can hold the 70 area, that could be also very lucrative in terms of obtaining shares at a cheaper price. And it's important to remember that Robinhood is still not included into the S&P 500, so you still have that catalyst that is, gearing up as a tailwind. Looking at the stock market today, you see the S&P 500, which basically closes at zero, down 0.07%, still at the 62.25. So even though the stock market's not, booming or going crazy, I'm not mad that it's consolidating at these areas. S&P 500 right here, little change as basically Trump's tariff policy keeps traders on edge. That's what we're seeing right now. With these different kind of conflicting signals, you saw on Tuesday that the president actually posted that there would be no change or extensions granted to the August 1st date. This follows Monday's type of announcements where he said basically that he could possibly continue to extend the date. So now we're seeing these letters that are being sent out, slapping these large tariffs on different types of countries. And depending on these negotiation deals, how are they going to work? One thing that I'm seeing on X here is Trump to announce trade deals with at least 7 countries tomorrow. Now, this is on X, so take everything with a grain of salt. Not everything is 100% true, but hey, could we put this in a foreshadowing type of event that this could be a decent catalyst that if we're seeing positive trade deals that start to be released across the board, these could be positive catalysts for the market. So now we're just going to sit here, basically see with the uncertainty persisting after the deadlines of the tariffs war extended. Looking at this, how are some of the other companies doing? We see Intel making a little bit of a recovery here. Tesla still under $3, popped up over 300 and went down back under 300, not $3. Imagine that. That is just because with Elon Musk, he's having his involvement with the political parties, with the announcement of, his own political party, the American Party. I think Elon Musk personally could be better suited for Tesla shareholders, just for himself, just for companies, being more involved in, just working on his companies. That's kind of what we thought he was doing, was leaving the whole political realm, but it seems that he's kind of jumping back in. Looking at some of the other stocks where we see here, NVIDIA advancing 1% closer, getting close to that $4 trillion market cap. As we see China that has came out with some positive news for NVIDIA. So nonetheless, we basically sit here with not a ton of market movement today. So far, personally, I'm still remaining with a bullish stance on the general market because we've seen this leg up from the April, 7th tariff dip that we've seen up over 20% now, hanging out here and consolidating before possibly what some people are calling a melt up rally. And that's kind of continuing. I am still bullish here on the short term, on the long term, as these stocks consolidate here into the rest of July. What's your opinion on this? Peace out, take care, and I'll catch you guys later.